I was told you're gonna be real spicy. You ain't spicy right now, huh?
Cause I did. I mean, look.
I don't know.
I was told you're gonna be spicy.
Yes. No, you good.
All right, welcome back. You are listening to the Carver Chronicles podcast with Tone and Trae. So yeah, I'm Tone, and Trae got a guest with her today, Miss Ronda Hightower. How are you?
Yes. Hi, everyone. Hi.
You doing good?
Yes, I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing good.
All right, good. Heard you got some spicy topics for us. We'll get to that here in a minute. So just tell us a little bit about yourself, what you got going on right now.
Well, right now, I've been working with the homeless shelter now for a couple years. That's been a challenge. I just the community needs to know that that's something that's a big issue down here in Danville, Virginia. The homeless, we got them sleeping under the bridge. We got them sleeping in the parks. And a lot of people don't know that we have a women and children's shelter now. And it is located in Danville in the same building as the men's shelter, but we're up on the front street now. So that's something that everybody should know, that now we're helping the women and children also. They have their own facility now here in Danville, Virginia. Another thing that I coach for is loving your body. I have my own business where we're working, me and my daughter, we're working on giving women back their confidence by, contouring the body without going and paying, what is the name, Dr. Miami? All your money. This right here is a healthier way. And how it goes is you put this pad on you and it heats the fat down. It burns the fat, it heats the fat up, and then you rub it all the way down. And then you drink plenty of water, and that's how the fat wastes out. But it takes a couple months to do. It's not an instant, gratification like a microwave. It's not like Dr. Miami. This is something you have to work for. But the results is amazing, and it's permanent. So that's another thing that I'm working with right now too.
Okay. All right. So I want to go back to the homeless shelters real quick, because that's a problem all over the nation right now, to the point where California, I want to say it's more of a federal bill than a state bill, but it might be a state bill. California has the ability now to fine and even evict homeless from certain areas. Like in LA they have what's called Skid Row, right? And then a lot of these big cities, even probably in Danville, they're in the underpasses and things like that. But now California can actually get those people out, regardless of their circumstance, regardless of what they're going through. Talk about like why it's important for you. Like obviously you're in Danville doing it. Important for the community to try to help the homeless, and better yet, get the city behind what you got going on.
Yeah, it's very important because we also, not only that, we rely on the community to feed them. We don't have a stove or something to cook for them. We don't cook for them. We rely on the community and the churches to feed the homeless that's in our building. And we house anywhere, right now we got 6. And that's upstairs with the women. Downstairs at any given time, we house 16 to 36 men a day down there. They're looking for jobs. We're looking for housing. Housing is a big problem down here in Danville. You got to have income to get a house. Right. And most of the homeless people, they don't have the income right now, or they don't have the mental capacity to find the housing. Right. We need people that want to get down in the trenches with the homeless and help. That's what we're looking for, help.
Yeah. So why do you think the city don't provide more help?
I don't think they know how bad it is. Honestly, I don't believe that Danville know how bad their homeless situation is with the children and the women also. It's a sad situation. A lot of them are sleeping in their cars, or
Mhm.
in the park with their children under the benches. It's a sad situation. And again, I don't think Danville knows, the seriousness to how many homeless women and children we have, even men. We have more men than we do with the women and children, but we have a lot of them. And then we're not, we don't have the tools to keep them there either. We only provide housing and somewhere for them to stay for 30 days. Then after that,
Mhm.
they're gone. We don't have an aftercare program that's looking after them to see what's going on after they leave our program, to see if they found housing or if they were able to get income started. We don't have
Mhm.
that, and that's a big necessity too. We're housing them for 30 days, but after 30 days, where are they going?
Right. Yeah. Um, so for example, y'all have Caesars, Virginia there, right? Clearly bringing in a lot of revenue to the city.
Right.
Like just like the Virginia lottery. Virginia lottery is like, oh, we're giving money to the schools. I mean, we know that's not, you know.
No.
So I feel like these people have the resources to help, right?
And I,
How do we get them to actually help? I mean, I get,
yeah, to put
you
it
know,
where it's actually supposed to go.
Yeah.
I
That's
mean,
what we need. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure the research sources is here, but
Mm-hmm.
are they going to where they actually need to go?
Right.
And
yeah,
how can we get that where it's actively going where it needs to go?
Right.
yeah. I mean, because outside of Caesars, I mean, Danville was on a downward slide for a while, because y'all had lost that factory, which is, obviously, he was a factory or a big business like that in that city.
Right.
That
Mm-hmm.
it hurts the economy. But I'm looking
Right.
at the standpoint of there's probably a lot of abandoned businesses and housing that
Oh
can
yeah.
easily
Yeah.
be rehabbed
Yeah.
and turned into rehab places for the homeless to like get back on their feet, things like that. I know here, in Roanoke, Virginia, they have, I think it's the rescue mission, kind of like what you're
Yeah. Oh
doing,
yeah. Yeah.
where you have to um go, I think you have to go to church and do certain things with them, but they also in the process help you get housing. They try to help you
Oh
get on
yeah. They
your
do.
feet and things. So talk about how people can get a hold of you and what you got going on there for your campaign to help the homeless.
Yes. Okay. So our hours to meet the public for housing would be in the hours of 5 to 7. Now we're looking to extend them hours. I'm not sure why it's only 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. that we even do intake. That's the only hours. I need everybody to know that we do it Monday through Friday. We don't and on the weekend. We do it 7 days a week, but it's only a 2 hour window. Now,
Can you
do I
give
think?
me an address or an
Yeah, I can
address
give
or
you an address. For the females, it's going to be, oh goodness. For the females, it's going to be 50, no, it's 406. 406 Patton Street is the females. And then for the males, homeless shelter is 709. What is that street right there? Where is that street where Pabst is at the pharmacy?
I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know.
Okay, well, it's found right on the corner. It's going to be on the corner. Well, let me tell you what a female shelter is, and then the building is the exact same building. In fact, let me get the address for you. I don't even want to. I know for sure that the building up front is 905 Patton Street, Normus.
Well, the biggest thing I'm just trying to figure out is, so it's like there is no way somebody can help you from afar, like online or anything.
Well, yeah, you also can locate us online, and it's called the House of Hope.
Hmm.
And we're located in Danville, Virginia. Again, we do have it online. We also have a phone number if you need the number. I'm going to go
Okay.
ahead and give that out right now. The phone number area code is 434 549 1459. Now you press 1 for the females and you press 2 for the males, and someone to be there to help you immediately. Again, the hours of intake is only 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. So if you need housing, if you need somewhere to go, and you need to be there, You got to be there between the hours of 5 and 7. We always got beds available. It's very, very few times that we don't. And right now, the women shelter right now, we have 6 beds open for just females, and we have a bedroom open for a family. So we still have plenty of room for the females. Downstairs, we house about 30 men. It's about 16 men there. So we have plenty of room for the men too. So if you're homeless or you know someone that's homeless and they're looking for some shelter and just somewhere to get stable for 30 days so they can get back on their feet, find a job, get their money running back, find housing, House of Hope is the place to be.
The House of Hope. All right. So, is this a nonprofit or what is this exactly?
It is. It's a
It's a
nonprofit organization. Again, everything we get is through the community. Our donations for clothes, our donation for furniture, our donation for food. It comes from the community.
I got you. So the biggest thing for me, I want to try to drive traffic to anywhere where they can find a House of Hope. So I'll make sure I put up what I find. That way, maybe somebody can donate any funding or anything to go towards the cause for that community. So I heard you got a couple of topics you want to talk about, Miss Rhonda.
I do. I do.
All right. So start us off. What do you want to talk about?
First, I want to talk about the Olympics. The Olympics for me, and the chaos that has hit the nation behind it. It's chaos.
Yeah.
It's total chaos. They did the Last Supper with the LBG community as the 12. I don't want to say as the 12 disciples because I don't know what that was, but that the painting was almost exact to the point of his painting, and then they came out the water with the pale horse. And a lot of people are saying that us as Christians should clap back, but why would we? If we read our Bibles, we know that we're going to be persecuted in His name. Right. We don't have to clap back.
Right.
We already know that they're going to make fun of us anyway. We don't have to clap back, and that's what they're saying. You're not clapping back. No, we don't have to. We were taught not to. We were taught to pray for them.
Right.
And that's what we do. We pray for them.
Right.
We don't have to clap. And that it just surprised me how many people were so upset that Christians didn't have nothing to say.
Yeah.
Or how they made a mockery.
Yeah.
Out of our Last Supper, but the Bible said they would. They just showing us that the last days are
right.
That's all they're showing. There's no need to get upset.
Yeah.
What we need to do as Christians is be prepared. Do not be the 5 virgins that didn't have the oil. Be the 5 that did.
Right.
Take this as a warning and get prepared.
Yeah.
And be prepared and prepare those you love.
Yeah.
To get prepared.
Yeah, I didn't even know that was a thing. You're telling me that they had 12 LGBTQ representatives there, and they recreated the last name.
Yes.
Drag queen. Okay, whatever the case is. And that it was done in Paris. It was done in Paris, or
it was the opening.
It
was the opening for the Olympics.
Oh, for the opening ceremony. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I didn't watch the Olympics, and the reason why I didn't watch it is if they're that loud with it.
Yeah.
What kind of subliminal messages would they put in for my children to watch during the commercials? If they're that loud with it.
Well, but you got to understand. But see, that's the thing. I mean, it's good. Like with the Olympics, like that's just one element of it. They've been like having these. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Is it? Hold on. Is it lagging a little bit?
It was, but we can hear you.
Is it lagging? Was it all right? It was. Okay. All right. Make sure I'm good here. But yeah. So like, hold on a second. If you look at commercials, if you look at TV shows, movies, even some animated stuff now, they slide it in very subtle, but they put it in your face to normalize it.
Yeah.
So I mean, that was just on a grander scale because the Olympics is what everybody's watching all over the country, all over the world, right?
Exactly.
You said that was a what?
Huh?
What you just said that was a what scale? A what scale?
I don't. I have to rewind the tape. I have no idea what I just said. What are you talking about? Were you listening?
Cody. Man, but go ahead. I had to go and look at this stuff here before I get on here and talk about it.
It's really deep.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot. It really is. They got a baby. They got a child in the middle of that. They have a man with no. You can see his tools.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you're talking about? Oh, yeah. The pole vaulter. Yeah. I mean, so, but here's my problem with that. My problem with that is that as a society right now, social media in general is looking for anything to create a meme or to create that moment. You know what I'm saying? So what might have been a simple incident to that gentleman, social media has amplified it, right?
Right.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, like if you have to wear less in order to perform whatever you got to perform, then you're going to do what you got to do to make sure you get the best result. So, but like we over sexualize and we just overhype a bunch of stuff. I mean, that's just what we do now. We find any and everything to be click worthy to get a bunch of hits, like a viral moment. You know what I mean? That's where we at. So, I didn't really watch the Olympics neither, but I did see stuff on social media. I didn't see what you were talking about, but the biggest thing they were talking about was there was a female boxer or whatever, and they were questioning was she actually a man, and it's just stuff like that we sit here and have these discussions going back and forth to me, which is nonsense. It's just nonsense in general. We're sitting there having these discussions. Like it's just like right now, like you just talked about people not being able to eat and have shelter and all that. That's happening all over, But we're not talking about that. We're talking about, oh, they try to recreate your Last Supper and make a mockery. Oh, this one over here, she might be a man. Who cares? Who cares? Like, so I don't know. I didn't watch the Olympics. I didn't have time for it. I got a bunch of stuff going on in my life that's more important. So
I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it either. I just thought I would say something about us as Christians. You know what I'm saying? Why you're not standing up for it? We don't have to.
Yeah.
We just don't have
to.
Well,
no. And the thing is that if you look at the church in general, the church don't take a stand on certain things because obviously they don't want to alienate themselves. And let's say, for example, they may have an LGBTQ member. I need for you to silence your phone, please.
It's so silenced. It's so silent.
But they don't want to, like, the problem we have in America in general is nobody wants to sit back and alienate nobody. They don't want to get what's called canceled, right? They don't want to get canceled. They don't want to get a negative reaction to where now you're gonna lose members. Now you're losing tithe money, you're offering money. Nobody's gonna play with their bottom line. So one thing that they should, I mean, if you're really down for what you believe in religious wise, but a lot of them don't. I mean, it's hard to find. For example, you talk about the community helping you out. How many churches? I mean, I'm pretty sure my sister and them are probably helping. My sister and brother-in-law helping you out. But how many other churches are helping you in the community there?
We have we have plenty of churches that come and help. But this is how, like, they have their dates, like first Sunday of the month or third Wednesday of the month. They have their dates. We're some days we're still not feeding them. We're going up. You know how we feed them? When the community don't feed them, the hospital. Wow. So we go to the hospital and get their leftovers.
Oh wow.
And we feed our homeless with them. Yeah. So we do. Yeah. We need the community to step up.
Of course. Yeah. And I didn't mean to bring it back to that. We were talking about something totally different, but yeah, I mean the church is
important. It's important.
It's important. I mean, but I just think in general the country's soft. We've gotten soft. We gotten soft in all areas, but when it comes to the Black community. So everybody gets a fair shake. Everybody gets a bill passed or whatever. When it comes to us, they don't really do anything. So yeah. Okay, the Olympics. Yeah. Yay, USA.
It was
So what else?
something.
What else you got? You want to talk about? I think you heard
I
something
was
about the
well, we really
economy,
talking.
or the
Well,
economy, or what's going on, or what?
I guess we can talk. Let's talk a little bit about the economy and what's going on.
Okay.
The
Um.
economy. Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah. You know. I don't know. Let's just say what really is going on. Like down here in Danville.
Mhm.
Let's just talk about what's going on in my house. I took my granddaughter out of the public schools down here, and this is why. I spent the entire year last year going back and forth up to that school about her bullies, and I'm like, y'all need to protect her when she's here.
Mhm.
So the principal didn't do anything. Eventually, me and the principal actually got into it where she threw me out of the school.
Wow.
She's the same principal today. And what you would think would be when you're a principal of color
Mhm.
and you have a school of children of color, you want to see about your kids,
Right.
no matter where they're at, no
Right.
matter
Right.
and if the parent is there and they're telling you what's going on, and I'm there all the time and I'm letting you know that something has to change, then I become the problem.
Mhm.
Then my child also becomes the problem. We had to go down to the Board of Education last year because after 15 times of me going up to the school to say, please separate Clarissa from so and so, Clarissa got scared enough and did the unthinkable. She hit her, and she didn't hit her with her hand. She defended herself. And then with her IEP, she's not supposed to get, but they didn't even go through the IEP. We didn't go through no steps. And how they do things down here in Danville, Virginia, uh, it's my way or no way. So I decided that I was going to take her out of the public school and put her in virtual school. And her principal had to sign off on it, and she said no. So what they want me to do is forcefully make my uncomfortable granddaughter go back to that same school, and I'm not. So I'm taking matters into my own hands, and I'm signing her all the way out of public school and putting her in K-12 because I need to protect her. I need her to make sure that she's safe at all times. And how is she going to succeed in an area where she's always fearful?
Right.
And that's what I try to get them to understand. She's fearful. She doesn't want to be in a classroom. Why does she? She goes there. She puts her head down. We need to be more. We need more advocates for our children in the public schools today,
right?
Especially children of color. Now they say you move your kid out in the county, they'll get an education. I think that's crazy.
It is crazy
when they have 5 and 6 different high schools, middle schools. You ain't got one to go to. You got several choices that you can make to go to here. Mm-hmm. Our children should get the same good education that they're getting outside of the county.
That's true.
Yeah. I'll go a step further. Even with the county, you're still going to have an issue because in these areas that we live in, right, we got to understand what we're dealing with. So when it comes to black and brown, I don't care if you take them to the county, they still get the same fair treatment that you're looking for. Education might be a little bit better, but your child's still going to go through something because of their skin color, or you're going to still endure something, because of that. I mean, I just first-hand experience. I just know they have their curriculum and whatever their agenda is for the school year. And that's just it. And they're not going to they're going to follow an IEP or 504, whatever that stuff is, but nah, they going to stick with their program. And, we do need more advocates. But the thing is that because you got crazy people running into schools and shooting and all this stuff, they made it harder for us to actually get into school to really stand up for our child. You got to sit here and make appointments, or you can't just pop up into school. You know what I'm saying? It's all kind of crazy stuff you got to go through now.
Well, I come from up north, and this is me and my grandchild. This is our second year down here at Danville School. When I was up north, I'm just saying how they advocated for her leaving. Mm-hmm. I said, look, she's not doing it. They had 12 people in line. She can't see she can't see her advocate person. She can run to the nurse. She can't run to the nurse. She can go to the second grade teacher's classroom. She can go somewhere and find relief. They don't have that here. And they told me they weren't gonna make them kind of accommodations for her. And I just don't feel like that's acceptable to me as a parent. Now you're definitely right when you say now since the pandemic, we're not even allowed to get up in the schools.
Right.
We can't even go back in the day when I acted up, my mother could come and sit in the classroom. Even 2-3 years ago up in Ohio, I could go and sit in the classroom. You can't do that today. They call you on the phone, your child acting up. I'm like, if you give me 10 minutes,
I'm there.
If you give me 10 minutes in that classroom with her, and if you guys allow the parents to come and show up, the half the kids wouldn't act up.
Right.
Because they know that their parents can come in there, but they know we can't even come in the classroom. So they're showing out in the classrooms now. And then we got the teachers calling, and I'm like, I don't know what I can't come up there. What do we do with that situation? Because I'm in that right now. I'm in that situation right now. I have 3 grandchildren who are called. They call me more than not for these 3, but I can't get up in the classroom.
Yeah.
Do what you got to do.
The only option. Yeah, right. Yeah, do what you got to do at home. But that's the thing. So that's the only option you have is to do what you're doing now. Is try to take her out and do K through 12 online.
Yep.
That's what I mean, you can homeschool. You can homeschool, but you have to follow a certain curriculum in order to do that.
Right, and I plan to do that. I want her to do that.
Yeah, so.
Everything that they're doing after school, I want her to be able to do that too.
Mm-hmm.
I just want it to be done in the security of my home.
Yeah.
I get it. And it'd be nice if we had more parents, grandparents like that, because it's not like that everywhere. It really isn't. These new kids are different. These new kids are different.
They are.
And the parents are different. The parents are different.
Oh yeah.
I'm like,
and the economy's out of whack. So I mean, a lot of people got to work. I mean, it's tough all the way around. So, but I'm gonna go back to what I said earlier when you talked about advocates. A part of it too is these schools don't have enough resources.
Right.
You have teachers retiring since the pandemic because of the new kids and the attitudes and things they deal with. They don't want to deal with it no more. So, or the parents not parenting at home and helping with the schooling. So, like, it's not enough staff to help, to be honest.
Right.
Which is why a lot of going on as well. So, I mean, it's just a lot of different layers that go into it. So, yeah, do what you got to do. Definitely, hopefully, everything works out in your favor there, because obviously, the one thing I always say is the one thing we can control is what we do. So, that's pretty much it. We can control nobody else and what they got going on, because they're gonna do it their way, regardless of how we feel about it.
Right.
So yeah. Yep. School year coming around. That's crazy.
But yeah, I can agree with her. I mean, that's what I had to do with Fatima, my oldest daughter. I had to go to the school board because the schools won't do nothing. Yeah. So you have to fight for your children, and you can't give up. Because
we're their advocates.
Right. And especially like you in a new culture, in a new place. Everything's done differently. So it's a lot of adjustments they have to do.
And I'm noticing today with the children, they're adjusting all the time now. Mm-hmm. They gradually adjusted us out of things. It took what now today, every time I turn around, there's something new going on in school. Mm-hmm. They sent home a letter about 2 years ago telling the parents that if Julie wanted to be Jack in the presence of the school, that she could be.
Right.
There's just a lot of things that we can't, as parents, even come up against the school board with.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It starts with, first and foremost, this is something we got to start doing in general. Going to these town halls, going to these school board.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing.
Part of the problem is that I know for a fact in the Roanoke area, there's not enough of us in those school board meetings. You know what I mean? Nope. And when you have people that got money and power in the community, they're going to get stuff passed, or they'll get certain rules changed because hey,
Right.
I'm greasing your pocket, so you better make sure my child is good in this area.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and I think regardless, even if we did represent in these meetings, because of our skin color, they ain't gonna do
That's
us so
right.
much.
That's right.
It just is what it is. I mean, it's
So that's why
unfortunate,
we
but I
take it
mean,
into our own hands, like you said. We have to take it into
so
our own
that's
hands.
all you can
Mhm.
do. The one thing
Yeah.
I wish that we had, one thing I wish, and maybe one day it'll happen when we dead and gone. Maybe one day we'll actually have our own economy and ecosystem or infrastructure to
Mhm.
where we have our own grocery stores, banks, school, all of that.
We
No,
used
we
Run
to.
tried that several
about
times,
Yeah.
this.
and they keep,
They burned it
they
Yeah,
down.
burn.
yeah, 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 yeah. Of course,
It would be
of course.
nice.
It would be nice. Like, it can't happen here. It needs to be
Not
somewhere.
here.
We need to
Yeah.
go somewhere. It can't. They're not going to allow us to do that here.
Mm-mm.
Right.
Oh man. Okay. All right. What else you got, Miss Hightower? What you got, Miss Rhonda?
What else I got? I got a lot of this.
I was told you're gonna be real spicy. You ain't spicy right now, huh?
Cause I did. I mean, look.
I don't know.
I was told you're gonna be spicy.
Yes.
I should
um,
write some things down. I don't
No,
know.
you good.
no, it's fine. Yeah, we talked about the Olympics. You want to talk about that? I think it was something about the
Let's talk
economy.
about the homeless some more. That's what
You
I
want to talk about
really
the
want
homeless
to talk
more?
about because it
Is
is
you want?
really
Okay.
bad. I mean, seriously, we need, and then we need better people that can get up in there and help them too because, we got people that prey on our homeless. We got people that prey on our elderly
Oh yeah.
that have the face of helping and they're not.
Mhm.
And that's more than not here in Danville. A lot of these houses are taking these homeless people out of them, and in 30 days they're coming back, and they done paid the rent, and they done took all their food stamps, and they done wiped all the accounts out, and then they send them right back out the door. So we got to be aware of those kind of people too. Wolves in cheap sheep clothing say, "I come to
What?
help."
Wait,
Really,
wait,
they
wait,
come
wait,
to
wait. Hold on. Who are we talking about?
We talking about we have a few women that come up to the House of Hope, and men too, even
Okay.
pastors. We're gonna say pastors too. I'm not gonna put no name on
I
these
know
people.
she's not lying.
But they come up to the homeless shelter and they find out who got money and who's mentally ill.
Yeah.
And then they take them and they put these people in their homes. And in about 60 days, they back in the homeless shelter. But they're not with what they had. Now they wiped out. Their bank accounts are wiped out. Their food stamp cards are wiped out. They're living in the basements. They're telling people that they have these rooms for them, and they got 5 or 6 people locked in the basement eating sandwiches.
Are
These
you
are
serious?
facts. These are facts. These are facts. I have several people that have came back to the shelter from these places. I would drop names, but I don't know. I might get sued. So I'm not. But I'm gonna tell you that.
We ain't gonna drop no names. I guess here's my thing.
They
At this
prey on
point,
them. They prey
yeah,
on them.
yeah. No. But here's my thing. So yes, they prey on them, but I guess what I'm trying to figure out is, especially if you're getting government assistance, like the food stamps or whatever the case may be. So there has to be some kind of recourse that needs to happen because, like, you can't just sit here and take somebody else's stuff like it's
But they
yours.
do.
Right, but I'm
But they
saying,
do.
but who can fight for these people? Because that's not right. You can't do that.
Well, I went and tried to do a few things, and they questioned me as if I was the one. So you got to watch who you tell what you know because they know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
So it's almost a big circle of people that are doing harm to our homeless shelter. But me as an advocate, the only thing I can do is pray. And when I see wrong, I report it. Whether they jump on it or not, there ain't nothing I can do. But we definitely got a lot of people down here in the city of Danville that prey on our homeless and our mentally ill and our elderly.
Yeah, that's true.
And our elderly.
Yeah, that's true.
Facts.
If it's happening in Danville, I gotta say it's probably happening everywhere else.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And there are people, and there are people who's coming down, and they're giving these people hope. They're giving them hope, and they're like, yeah, Miss Ronda, we out here, then 60 days they come back with their tails tucked and they broke. They ain't got no more money. All their food stamps is gone. They've been living in the basement, eating cold sandwiches and, bowel movements and everything going in a bucket. These are facts. Pastors coming in there, getting them out the church.
I'm trying to understand because I mean,
they're preying on the homeless shelter.
Yeah, but like when you build a house, you got to go to zoning and building and coding and things like that. As far as there has to be some kind of regulation with the city that somebody can just go to and say, "Hey, this is not sanitary. This is not," you know what I mean? Like, there's got to be some kind of recourse. Like, there's got to be something that can be done.
But I mean, it is. But I know someone who doesn't even have the mental capacity to even think in that way, to even know to go tell anybody.
And most of them don't.
Yeah. So,
most of them don't. The only reason why, I'm just gonna give an example. Sue, I found Sue down on the bridge, and Sue was gonna jump off the bridge. I'm like, Sue, why you jumping off the bridge? Now, Sue is not her real name, but Sue, why you jumping off the bridge? I got people that's supposed to take care of me robbing me.
mm-hmm.
I said, well, let me get you to a place where you're safe. I get her back to the place that was safe, and the place that was safe was the place that was taking her money. And then once the woman had left the place, that's when they figured out who was taking her money, but it was too late. The money was gone, the woman was gone. You understand what I'm saying? They feel like we got people that are in power, that are over our home, that are over the homeless shelter, where they're running it's almost like a circle of so and so got here, so and so got this, let's get her there, so and so gets there, they get to the place, they get wiped out, 60 days later, they're back in my place. And this is happening more than not. At least in the last 7 months, we have had 9 people return from them homes. At least 9 people in the last 6 months return from the homes where they're coming and asking us, well, I got a room. So-and-so can stay here in this room. So-and-so staying, and we're thinking they're going to a safe place. And then they come back and they done lived in a dungeon and they barely ate, and it's sad. And all the money's gone.
It's very sad.
And they have houses where Medicaid is paying these people.
Yeah.
Which makes it even worse.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if somebody went to social service and said something.
Oh, I went to social services. But the thing about that is they almost want you to catch them red-handed.
Yeah.
They want me to do their job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They want you to do their job.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know.
It's sad. It's a sad situation because I know a couple because I've had one to come to me to want me to be over their finances, but I stopped doing that years ago. And to see them with the person that they're with now, I'm like, I know, you're not getting treated right. I've already heard stories about this person, and I just think it's sad because they don't have the mental capacity to even think for themselves, because all they want is, to them, I want freedom, I want my money, I want this, I want that, and the person that's over is not gonna let me do XYZ. And I know a few people who have their family members over, but they don't want the structure. They don't want the to be disciplined in their finances. They want to do that. They want to do what they gotta do. If that's drugs, if that's alcohol, or whatever the case may be.
Well, no, we're supposed to take care of those people, but
no, I'm talking about this individual.
Oh, you mean that's what they're doing with them?
This individual didn't want their family member over their money because they can't access it whenever they want. Yeah. So the boyfriend was trying to talk to her, talk me into being over it, and I meet them. Yeah. So I just think it's really bad. It's a sad situation. It's really sad because
you have this podcast, so now people know.
Yeah.
There are people out here taking advantage of our mental health.
Yeah, and it's sad.
Our homeless.
It's really sad.
And their mental health. So we have to be more aware of that also.
Right.
Yeah. I just wish There's more that can be done because it seems like regardless of what's happening, it falls on deaf ears. So because of that, I mean, it's like anything you do is a waste of time, which is very,
Yeah.
Yes, I
very.
promise. I went to the social services. I went to the Department of Aging. I went to both. I went to everywhere that I could to advocate for several people, and it was almost like I was the accuser and prove it. That's basically what prove it.
Wow.
Yeah. So after after you get that kind of reaction, you start to think, well, maybe it's one big circle.
Yeah, that makes sense too. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Because they called out names, and I'm like, well, yeah, and they was like, well, did you? I'm like, well, yeah, and then I didn't hear it from nobody again. So yeah, I think it's one big mess of cahoots.
Yeah.
Crabs in a bucket.
Yeah.
And it's going right down, right here in Danville. We're trusting, people that are supposed to help our homeless and help our mental health are very much taking advantage.
Yeah,
very much.
It's sad that because I mean these people that are doing this, they don't need the money.
Right.
They don't need the money. They're just taking advantage, and they just
easy money for them.
It's right. It's easy money. That it's the sad part is they have no remorse about it.
And they have no remorse.
Yeah, I didn't know they could.
And these are people that are supposed to be people of God.
Yeah.
Oh
they
well.
say I'm a Christian and I'm this and I'm that, and it ain't so. They're wolf in sheep clothing.
For the love of money is the root of all evil.
Yes, it is.
Scripture says it. Meaning you'll do whatever it is you got to do to get it.
Yeah.
By any means necessary. It's sad.
That's wild.
But I'm glad to hear about this because me and my husband, we've been, Greg, we've been talking about that. We've been trying to get somebody to help us get a shelter here for many years. We have been, and my vision for it is, we house you for as long as we need to, but to transition you into your own house.
And that's what we need.
A transitional housing. That's, so I'm glad to hear more about what's going on in the community because people don't talk to us and share this stuff with us. And we get a closed door when it comes down to who can we talk to? Where do we go? But I'm gonna go back and revisit. So we had left it alone at one point, but I'm gonna go back and talk to him and we're gonna revisit this thing. Because
the sad part about it. Yeah, the sad part about it is the reason why nobody want to fool with y'all because they know y'all gonna do the right thing, and you're gonna take food out of their mouth and money out of their pockets. That's the reason why they don't want to fool with y'all.
Yeah,
that's exactly.
When you're doing things the right way, it just seems like people want to just get chaotic and do things underhanded to make sure you don't get ahead. So,
but the question is, you can still what people don't understand when it comes down to these nonprofit programs, you can still profit from them, but there's a way of doing everything.
I'm sure they are. I'm sure they are, but they're being greedy.
Yeah.
Like I said, a lot of these places are already getting paid by Medicaid to house these people. If you have it's called a waiver, a Medicaid waiver, and Medicaid will pay the rent. So they're double dipping. A lot of
in the shelters?
No, not the shelters.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
Let me make it clear. It's not the shelters. I'm talking like houses.
I know you're talking about
where they say rooms for rent.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Or they come to the shelter and they get people out. Yeah. That's mainly
that's the thing about a business, right? I mean, at this point, we're talking about anybody could start a nonprofit and prove that they're doing certain things to keep getting funding.
Right, you have to. So that's a good question. What are they doing?
If nobody knows, because the problem is who can you get a hold of? And most times, this is what I was told. I was told that you should always reach out to the governor or somebody your local representative. So whoever that is for Danville, you want to reach out to that individual in his camp or her camp to raise awareness on what's going on to get something done.
Okay.
Pass it on too.
So, That's the first step. Because if you can't get anything done locally with social services or the local authorities, now you got to find your local representative that's, with state representative for Virginia, whatever it is, for whatever chapter Danville is in, and get it handled that way. And the problem now is, though, is making sure this candidate is not so politically charged because everything's happening now, and
that's the scary part, because Danville's so small.
Oh yeah,
it's hard for me not to believe that somebody don't know what's really going on.
Yeah, that's what I'm sitting here thinking now. Like,
it's so small, it's hard for me not to believe that.
I think he knows. We'll be fine.
Everything's a numbers game, right?
Oh yeah,
that's facts.
So if they feel like, let's say for this example, the homeless people is 2% of the population, they would rather see that 2% go by the wayside than help.
Right.
Because they feel like the other 98% is paying their taxes.
Yep, they're keeping it afloat.
They're going to that casino, right? Which means now they're getting more money from the casino tax, right?
Right.
So that's all they care about. They just care about the bottom line. So if it's 2% of homeless that's going by the wayside, collateral damage.
That's crazy.
It is.
Yeah, it's all about money. That's the world we live in.
It is.
It's right. That's the world. That's what we live in. So I mean, but yeah, I'll just say, try to find out who your local representative is, and send an email or reach out and just kind of see if they can help. I mean, because my thing is that a life is a life. Like no life is worth more than the other. No matter how much.
Everybody.
No matter how much money, no matter how much material, like it doesn't matter. So, but I don't know. That's the world we live in. So everybody is, more valuable than the other because of their status or whatever the case is, and that's something that we done as people. So that's the reason why when we talk about Olympics, talk about certain things. I'm not going to sit here and glorify athletes. Like, okay, great, they're over there doing whatever they do. Cool. Snoop Dogg held the torch. Great, good for him.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, okay. I mean, it's okay. Like, I don't know.
But it's not helping us in no form.
Yeah.
So, all right. What else you got, Miss Rhonda? See, you're not spicy.
That's
you're
all
not
spicy. My man.
Nah, man.
My man.
I'm about ready to FedEx some Tabasco sauce over there so we can get this thing spiced up a little bit. This is crazy.
My main concern is getting the right people in the right places.
I get it.
For our shelter.
I understand.
The right people in the right places for our shelter.
Yep, and trust and believe, we're gonna put links. We're gonna share it on social media. We're gonna push this stuff out. So somebody will see this and hopefully help out. But no, I was told you were
okay.
So them are my only spices though. That's my main concern. And we got dealing with life on life's terms. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, that's the topic.
That's the topic. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, that's the topic.
There we go. All right, dealing with life on life terms.
What I come to realize is that
it took forever to get here, but let's go.
As what I noticed that as I get older, times is definitely different. I know how I raise my children.
Mm-hmm.
I watch how my children raise their children. Mm-hmm. I know how I was raised. Mm-hmm. But what I come to realize is that the world has so many things that is acceptable.
Yeah.
Today, that there is no boundaries with the children, in no form or fashion. No boundaries. I couldn't open my mouth unless I said yes, ma'am, ma'am, yes, sir. It's like pulling teeth to get my grandson to say it, and I have no understanding on why, because his mama says. So I'm noticing that, and I believe it comes from the social media they're watching today, the TikToks and the people they want to be like. Now ask me. Now that 8-year-old, she can TikTok it all the way down to the ground. You hear me? And TikTok it all the way back up. But ask her to go in there, clean your room. Room nasty, garbage. Like, and another thing, what is going on with these children in their cleaning today? I mean, let's just talk about it seriously. Everything has changed. Everything has changed. My house. I'm just gonna talk about my house. What's going on in my house? I know how my children were raised. right now, there's a situation that's going on in my life that nobody could have wrote down on a piece of paper 5 years ago and told me that it would happen. Me and my baby got into a confrontation. She put her hands on me, and I could not believe it. No one could have never told me that, because she is that yes, ma'am. Can I, whatever I can do for you, mommy, let me do. That was her. That was my journey. But this particular day, I have no idea what happened, but nope, a whole nother kid. And even today, with the situation being so crazy like it is, like we're going to court behind this. I can, I can take a backlash on what I went to school for behind it if I'm found guilty, and I'm thinking, now this is what I'm thinking. At some point in time, this kid would come to me and say, okay, mom, but she paid. I've been several places where she's been in groups with the church. If I do not say anything to this child first, she does not say a word back. She up and left the city yesterday, didn't even say bye. So these are things that I just have no comprehension of. I just know that a lot of my best times, they're behind me.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't understand why I can't get them to see that I need to be celebrated now, or you're going to mourn me when I'm gone.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm not understanding about the children of today. Mommy this, mommy that. But there's no celebration of me in no form or fashion. There's none.
Yeah, I can speak on that as well. Yeah, I can speak on that. I feel like a part of it is a lot of these kids want to be grown up real quick because they feel like, because of the social media and how you can become a star at a young age, or you can do something at a young age to where maybe you can be famous or something. You can be a gamer and make all this money. Because of that, like, they don't look at what we used to do as good. They look at it as, y'all are doing too much, y'all working too hard, right? But I think it's just a mentality of, they get their mind stuck on some kind of reality they've seen online, they've seen or heard, and not realize that real life is a little bit different. You can't do what you do and think you're going to be a millionaire. You try to talk to them, but you give them some real life advice about from your experiences, and they don't want to hear it.
They don't. They don't.
They really feel like that. You know what? Nah, I'm good. I got my plan, but in reality, they don't have a plan.
Right.
They don't have a plan. They just kind of go through thinking this and that. They're gonna make the same mistakes that we made, unfortunately, and I hate it because, like, I use my son for an example. Like, I'm proud of him. He's not doing anything crazy, but his life would have been a whole lot easier had he just listened. I'm trying to make your life easier. I'm not trying to control you. I'm not trying to just kind of make you, let you understand that you can make less mistakes.
Yeah.
But I do think the social media piece is the biggest part, and that's for adults as well, because the adults are fascinated with scrolling on TikTok or whatever, watching YouTube or just whatever they do. They're not parenting anymore. They're letting tablets. They're letting tablets and video games. Parent.
Yep.
Get out of my face.
That's true.
Get out of my face while I'm doing whatever.
Yep.
And yeah, I mean, for the most part, most kids run the household. Most kids run the household. It's pretty much.
And that's where the disrespect comes in. There's no respect because there's no respect to give.
No, it's not. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna take your tab. I'm gonna take this and take that. All right, cool. But you're gonna give it right back because you gonna want me in your face.
Right.
Yeah, because you don't got time for me, so you give it right back.
Right.
Yeah, they know it.
Yeah.
I am. I am. No, but it's a good topic because trying to figure out where to start. Like what I've been doing with my grandson, but he's in that same boat. I mean, lazy as lazy can be. Yes. So what I have started doing with him is when he asks me for something, I asked him, well, can you do something? And what I'm learning how to do now is be consistent with it because we want to break the cycle, and I'm watching my daughter. Well, he listens to y'all more than me because we're with him the most, and that's the whole thing. I'm by sitting here thinking as parents, we have to be consistent with it, and we have to make time for our children. We have to make time for our grandchildren. And I was there just thinking about this the other day, and I'm like, Lord Jesus, I done raised all my children. All of them. But if I don't want him to get lost in the world, I said, Tremaine, you got to take the time for him. And hello, you still there, Tony? Did he drop off, y'all?
I don't know. We still in the show, though.
But are you there? Hello, are you there?
But we have to take time with our children today. Because that's just it. You can't be in the room talking about you raising your kids and you on a video game.
Yeah.
You spend 9 hours on the video games and then 12 hours at work.
Yeah. And that's what I began to share with my daughter, because you're not liking how he's turning out, but you got to look at how you're raising him. He's raising himself. Right. And what they call that, a latchkey kid? Yes. He's pretty much there by himself. Well, I mean, we're there, but I try to get her to see he's there by himself. Y'all there? No, we ain't here. Don't act like we here. Think about it as if we're not here. And then you wonder why he's turned out the way he's turned out. He won't listen to you. He keeps his McDonald's cup on the table for days at a time. No, he will skip over the trash can. He'll cook a pizza.
Oh, hold on. I'm sorry. Y'all were still here?
Yes.
Oh God, thank goodness.
What happened?
Still talking.
I had lost connection. So what were y'all talking about?
It was you.
Yeah, it was me. What happened?
Life on Lifetime.
Yeah,
how the children are being raised today. Yeah. And that's why they don't have no respect. Because
right.
Call them latchkey.
Yeah, the latchkey kid. They pretty much take care of themselves. The parents are either gone, as she first said, they're in school, they're working, they're out partying, and the siblings are taking care of each other. And I mean, there's just different. I was sharing about my grandson, and I'm looking at how really good kid, but I'm watching, as she first said, I'm watching YouTube raise him. I'm watching TikTok raise him, meaning his communication and how he's talking and the way he's carrying himself. And I had to get on him the other day. Oh no, because I was sharing with her. In my mind, I don't raise all my kids. I ain't got time to be, but then I had to think about it. If I don't want my grandson to be out there when he can do what he want to do, I need to step in, and I talked to my daughter about it too. Like I told her, you got to be consistent. And that's where, I think parents are missing it at. We're forgetting that our children need our time. They need our time more than anything. If you don't want YouTube to raise them, if you don't want TikTok to raise them, then you create stuff for them. Movie time, game time, reading time, whatever the case may be, and to me, it's going to take some time because they have lived in that lifestyle for so long, but it's never too late. It's never too late. Like I was sharing with her with my grandson, he always wants you to buy him something. He always wants money for a daggone game. One thing I can say about it is he want to be a gamer. He wants to learn how to make games. Okay, cool. But like I try to share with him, I said, is there anything else you can watch? Is there anything else you can do? Because I don't want this just to be the totality of your life. The bed, the couch, game, and food.
That's it. And that's
won't clean. You gotta sit here like it's like putting a tooth and nail. Like I was sharing with her, he'll skip over the trash can, cook him a pizza. You gotta walk past the trash can, but he'll leave it on the stove. But I had to remind him, we're not your slaves here. Don't act like it's our job to take care of you. You 11 years old, boy. Well, almost talking to me. If you want to be a man, you need to start now. But go ahead.
True. But another thing I hate is that how they took the discipline out of them. Yeah. That's where it gets real, like testy for me now. you don't, because I feel like this: if I don't raise him right, the system,
right,
and whatever that takes for me, that's being the privacy of my home, as long as it's not
right.
You know what I'm saying? And they took that out the house.
Right.
Now the kids done got smart. Now.
I'm gonna call police
and
on
they
you.
will. I had a friend who actually whooped her daughter back in the early 90s when the law first came out. She whooped her because she didn't return. She was 11 years old. Didn't walk in from school until 7 o'clock that night. I would have tore her skin.
Yes.
She whooped her. And the law had just passed. Girl called the police. And said, "My mom whooped me." They took her and they took the other kids too.
Oh wow!
Never to get them back.
Oh,
never to get them back. And see, these children know that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So they took a lot of the power out of the house.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Took a lot of power out. So that's why the kids walk around trying to knock their mama upside the head and hit their grandma and all of what they're doing, because the power of the discipline was taken out of the home.
Can I yeah. So a couple of things. My suggestion would be is like what Trae was talking about. What a lot of people do, some people still do this, and it's probably mainly white families, right? They have a night where is don't bring your device. Don't come to the dinner table with you. Like, you know what I mean?
Do that. Shoot.
That's fine. That's good. That's great. I'm glad you do that.
In the world, because you're not here no more. But go ahead.
Yeah, like in general,
the connection piece. The connection piece.
Whatever, like family night is. This can go on anything, relationship, anything. I feel
right.
Yo, if I don't sit here and pay $200 for this game, this football game, we're gonna go like, let's watch the football game. Like, put the phone away. Like, let's enjoy and be in the moment. So I feel like being more intentional of creating that structure is number one. Number two, I say, while the stuff is a distraction, social media and the different platforms, different gaming, everything else that comes with it, embrace it, learn about it, and control it.
Right.
There are so many kids that have free access on their iPad. It's not parental locked. Phones aren't parental locked. Right. So the technology is not going away. As a matter of fact, they're getting rid of books physically. And it's going to be digital. So that means you're going to be tied to a device regardless of what. So learn the technology, learn how to lock it to where the kid don't have any access. Or limited access.
Yeah.
For example, give them certain times. Okay, you get home from school, do your homework from 4 to 6. You eat dinner at 6, and then from maybe 7 to 8, you're on your device. But guess what? There's a timer on your device, so once 8 o'clock hit, it shuts down automatically.
That's it.
Problem solved. It's a matter of just taking that time and being more intentional.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, a lot of parents are just not. I mean, they don't have, in their mind, they don't have time. Because they're so busy, working 2 and 3 jobs just to buy groceries. So, but yeah, you got to embrace the technology. Like, getting rid of it's not going to help anything, because if they don't see it at home, they're going to see it somewhere else.
Yeah.
And that's fact.
So. Yeah. I mean, that's fine. It's all about, creating that structure, as you stated. We have to create that structure, and you got to get them time limits, and not be consumed with this stuff.
Yeah, but you have to just take control of the device and put that stuff on there.
That's the key to it all.
As a matter of fact, it's crazy that kids are on TikTok. It's a lot, and it's wild because a lot of parents, especially young girls. Why do you have your young daughter up there doing whatever, and you have who knows?
Who
knows looking at her that has the ability, if they have access to an account, this person can actually send a message.
Yeah.
So it's just a lot of different things that parents are just, it's just an app that's just for dancing and fun. It's not anything serious.
Oh yeah.
Roblox, they have little characters having sex.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's another one. Yeah. A lot of people are predators on that game as well. Because you can create a whole enticing environment and then create chats around it. Yeah, or even do voice chats. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, but if the parents don't know any better, if they think, oh, this Roblox game look really cool, it's like, it's Legos on the screen. Like if they think it's just a little cute game and don't think anything more about it. So,
Yeah,
but
because what I do with my grandson, when I be seeing him watching certain stuff, playing, what do you learn? Because I can tell you right now, all of what you're getting out this video right here. So you find you something else to watch, find you something else to play, because that ain't gonna be happening over here. Because what are you learning? No.
My granddaughter is 14, and for some reason she's
it's not pornography. It's not.
No, I'm saying she's really not into the phone at all. Which is
the phone, the TV,
no,
tablets.
For her,
but that's good. That's a good thing.
She's really not into that.
Yes.
I don't even know what she likes because she's so all the time low. And so this is another reason why I'm getting her into homeschooling, because I really want to see what she's doing around there, because she, what she does at home is really nothing.
Wow.
Really nothing. She has her few programs she watch, and then she wants to go and see her brother, big brother, and watch him and be with him, and nothing else. She likes to read a lot of books.
Well, that's good.
But that phone thing is not an issue with me. It's the respect thing for me.
Yeah.
I don't like to say. I don't want to say clean the dishes 5 times.
Yeah.
But she knows that I can't do too much because she called police. I go to jail. We were just talking about that. So how do we approach that? Like I said, my girlfriend with her daughter, 11 years old, came home 7 o'clock at night from school. We get off the bus at 3. She was terrified. So what she did was, when she got home, she put the teacher a lesson. Mm-hmm. Don't ever do that again. She calls police, loses all her kids to the fact of her getting that whooping. What are we doing? And how can we make our environment still a environment of discipline without the threat of worrying about our kids calling the police on us?
Reinforcement. Who's also saying that? Who's saying the same thing? I mean, because if you saying one thing and another parent enabling, it's not going to help anything. So if I know I can go to dad and get whatever I want, but or mom's strict or vice versa, that's the problem. You need reinforcement.
Mm-hmm.
Because the thing is that obviously the system is the system, right? We can't worry about what they're going to do, but what can we control? So
that's exactly what I mean when I was saying that. The system is a system. Mm-hmm. So how can we get control back?
It's reinforcement. It's having somebody to catch your back. And because at the end of the day, only thing you could do is hit them where it hurts. It might be taking the game. It might be taking the tablet. It might be taking away, going outside. It might be. You got to figure out whatever it is that's going to hurt them.
Yeah,
and even though it might not, you might not think it helps. Having that conversation of why X, Y, and Z. Why X, Y, and Z is important to do, because that's all you can do. That's literally all you can do. My son, even though he's older now, he's 20. Like, he went back when he was 16. He was like, when I was 16, you were telling me all this stuff, and I thought because I see what you're saying now. They hear it. You know what I'm saying? It might go into the back of their mind because they don't want to hear it. They don't care. But all you can do is just keep saying the same thing over and over and over, and then like eventually it'll click with them. Unfortunately, it might be a little bit, when they're a little bit older. So yeah, it's the world's a soft place. They don't make it easy for us at all. They don't make it easy. So but yeah.
Then too, I'm sorry to cut across you. I was also thinking, I like to sit back and analyze and think about, where did the disrespect come in at? When did they stop listening and why? Or who?
It's
a learned. It's a learned behavior.
Yeah, it is. It didn't just happen overnight. Something happened along the way to cause you to not listen to me anymore. So that's something you can think about and revisit too. And then, as before stated, the reinforcement part and the sitting down and communicating and talking to them, the importance of it. I'm raising you to be a young woman, or a young man, and these are the qualifications of it. You can't just go on the word. You're gonna listen to somebody. If you don't listen to me, you're gonna listen to somebody. You know, how will you communicate with this child? You know, I
Right.
mean, it's all about just. I like to sit back and figure out, well, what the heck happened? What happened?
That's where I'm at.
You know, and
the
then,
last thing I want is the system to raise.
yeah.
That's
And-
the
So-
very last thing I want.
Let me just say this real quick too. I just thought about it. Who is this child around? Who is
Yeah,
this kid? Who is this boy or girl? Who are they playing with?
yeah, yeah.
Right. The same way, I always feel like the company you keep they can make or break your life.
Right.
Now, you could even take that a step further in as far as a child, because if you have an adult that's toxic, then the kid's
Yeah.
going to be toxic.
Right. I
Right.
was just thinking the same
So
thing.
the same thing, and if you got kids that are toxic because of what they see, now also your child is infected because of what they see.
Right.
So I mean, it's a matter of this, like
Yeah.
it's the whole piece of environment,
Yeah.
support. The whole thing. The one thing I keep seeing online is the village piece. The village steps up and all steps in and helps. Like that whole thing is gone. There's no village.
Right.
We is the village. We the village. We are the village.
Each individual house is his own village at this point. Nobody's coming outside. Well, for first and foremost, nobody's coming outside and doing anything because they ain't trying to get shot. So let's just
Yeah.
So it's a whole different world. All
Yeah.
right. Anything else, guys, before we get out of here?
No.
You good?
Well, I just want to say, just keep faith. Keep, even to all our listeners out there that are going through all of what we have discussed on today, kids, not getting the treatment that they need in schools, and children that are not being, obedient to their parents at home, just don't give up, keep the faith, and then nothing wrong with restarting over, as I stated, let's see what happened and what can we do to make this family better, and just be consistent. As my brother said, be intentional.
Be intentional. Hold on. We can't just say stuff without going into it. So when you're telling somebody that it's okay to start over, we got to break that down real quick, right?
Oh.
So yes, you can't just tell somebody something without getting it broken down. So
go ahead.
So if there's a situation that you're in, get out of that situation to make it a better environment for your child and yourself. You can't just say one thing and without telling them, like, it's okay to start over because you might be saving that child's life.
Right.
So, because a lot of times we're in situations where, like, for example, we live in a community. We could have gotten shot by a stray bullet, and we just out here running around because we just thought that, hey, this is where we at, like, but we don't know the environment we was actually in because of not having money or whatever the case may be. So we can't just tell people to do something without breaking it down. So, like, yes, if you're going through something, whether you're just there because it's convenient for finances or whatever the case may be, figure a way out so that we can also get, yourself back mentally, spiritually, financially, whatever the case is, and also protect that child. Because kids also, too, here we go. If you're in a situation, that kid is seeing that and hearing that. So guess what? Now they're going to find somebody like that because they think that's normal.
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, we can't just tell somebody, so we got to break it down as to why they need to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, my bad. I didn't mean to cut you off.
But go ahead. Oh,
Nah,
you good?
Yeah. So House of Hope. I found the website, so I'll make sure I post the website for you. It's a nice website. It's like a nice organization. They got a lot of good reviews on the services they provide. So we do appreciate you stopping by today, Miss Ronda Hightower. We appreciate it. This is Tony Trae to the Carver Ave Chronicles podcast. Oh, we absolutely will. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. We'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.
Peace.